Hello, everyone. Welcome. Let me pop over to my comments real quick. Welcome. Hello. Hello, Mary. Hello, Roberta. Teresa, Tracy. Hello. Welcome to the Hero Arts October collection unboxing. We only have one collection this month. It is the Best Gift Ever collection. It's super, super cute. If you haven't had a chance, make sure to check out the Instagram hop today celebrating this release. There is a lot of inspiration. I'll be sharing some of that today in this live. I'll be sharing some of the projects created by the creative team. We'll also, in addition to going over all the products themselves, we'll also get a little crafty with some of those products. And I apologize for the sound. I have family coming home from school right now. Welcome. Oh, and I've got dings and things. I'm going to just hit do not disturb so we get no more little bells and rings. Okay, I was rushing around here trying to grab stuff to get ready for the project I want to create because I actually have a bunch of ideas. And you know what? I think maybe this time I'll challenge myself and kind of throw up some of the decision making to you guys when we get to the project because I have a couple ideas and I feel like whatever you are more interested in, that's the direction we'll go in. Yay, check it out for sure. Yeah, it's an Instagram hop though, to be clear. It's not a blog hop. So you start over at Hero Arts Instagram page and then you can pop through all of the creators that are joining that hop. All right, I'm going to change views and get started with kind of showing you these products. Now I don't have, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of cards here with me in person, but I did gather a bunch of photos, so I have that to share with you as well. But this is a really cute collection. It's clearly gift themed, hence the name Best Gift Ever. And what I love about that theme is that works for so many different occasions. Clearly, birthday, holiday, wedding, I would say even like graduation, you could probably theme these that way. There's just a lot. There's even a baby sentiment. So a shower. What's that name? I can't think of it. So lots of different occasions that these would work for. So these are really kind of evergreen products. I'm going to go ahead and change view here. Oh, you know what? I just realized I don't have that window up. Let me pop that window up here. There we go. Picture in picture. That's what we want to see. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. Almost said Tuesday. It feels hot today. 87. It is a hotter day for me. We've been in like 83s. Excuse me, I have a hair in my mouth. So all these products work together. They can be used, several of them individually on their own, but they all are intended to be used together. Let's start out, I think, with the piece. Try to move my mouse here. The piece that I think is the most crucial to everything, and that is the, I'm going to get the right name here for it. The gift boxes die set. So I'm going to grab that. Now, also my products are not in their packaging. This is it. So they're not all cute, but you can still see what they look like. So this is the gift. Sorry, scrolled my scenery. Gift boxes die right here. It is an A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It will cut out all of these rectangles and square here. So I'll cut that out like this and create a panel. Now this panel could be used all on its own, or it can be used with several of the other products that are included in this kit, or in this release rather. And it basically creates little presents. I'm going to pull it off here so you can see a little bit more closely. Do you mind moving her? My kitty's coughing. Let's good timing. And then this is the back side of it, but it can be used multiple ways. So it's actually intended to kind of go this way because there's a sentiment that you would put right there, but you could turn it and put the sentiment right here as well. And I do have some cards to show you with this, but I feel like I really need to show you one more product before we get into some of the other cards. Thank you, Ebs. Oh, will you take her to Daddy, please? Yeah, Daddy will help. Oh, she's okay. I think she's all right. Sorry for the chaos, but Kitty needs some help, but she's fine. She's just needs Daddy. All right, so this is a really awesome die, and it works with the this better press plate, which I have to show you next because I think this just kind of brings it together. This is the Wrap It Up letterpress plus foil plate, and it also has a placement guide. So you would use this in combination with this to create a bunch of presents. This letterpress plus foil plate can add all the ribbons to your present. Let's see if I can line it up. So you'd get little ribbons and bows added to all the presents. There's even a sentiment right here. Super cute. So I love that it comes with a sentiment because with just this and this, that would be all you need. It says a little something just for you. So could be used for really any occasion, right? That's a really great versatile sentiment. And the placement guide makes it very, very easy to line up your, and by the way, this is all one plate except for the sentiment. So you can choose to have the sentiment or not. It's your choice. You could swap it out for something else. I love that flexibility. But all the bows or ribbons are all on one Better Plus plate that works perfectly with the die. So very cool. Allows you to make a bunch of presents all at once. And then you can die cut them out and arrange them in the way that they die cut out, or arrange them individually or group them in different ways. So very, very cool. And this is the placement guide. I think really should grab some white cardstock here since you'll look better. And that just helps you to line this up with an A2 panel because you have the lines there. So very, very cool. Love that. I love Better Press or letterpress plus foil plates because not only can you do that Better Press technique and it just looks so beautiful and it's really airproof, but also you can do foiling with it as well. And I do have some samples of that. Okay, so let me show you some cards before we get into some of the other products in this release. Let me pop over to my pictures. All right, so first up, we have this one here. This one shows you the ribbons and well, actually, the stencils. This one doesn't have the die yet. Let me pop over and show you one that the die. This one. This one, you can see the presents were added to the ribbons and then die cut out and then rearranged. So very, very pretty. Love that you can change it out. You can use as many or as few as the presents as you want. And then combine it with the sentiment. And that's really all, pretty much all the cards you'll see. Their focal point is just the presents, which is so, so nice. Like it's just so simple and compact and really easy for card making, I think, for your layouts and other things. There's even some tags. Let's do this one. This one's a really nice one. This one shows you where the panel is die cut out with that, the gift boxes die, and then it's actually popped up. So the panel's popped up and all the presents are ink blended and recessed. And again, of course, the bows and ribbons were made with that Wrap It Up letterpress plus foil plate. Let me find a foil example to show you. So here's a foil one, super, super pretty. The pattern that you see on the presents, that's the next product I'm going to show you. That's the stencil. And here it is die cut out and then arranged. So let's look at the stencil now, and then we'll get to the creative team members projects. Let's put that away. There we go. So I'm going to put these products over here. because we'll be referring to them again. Whew. So the next thing I'm going to show you is the stencil. So it really works with these other two products that I showed you, but of course these can be used all on their own. But this stencil here will allow you to ink blend the presents and even ink blend a pattern onto the presents. This is the gorgeous gift wrap layering stencils. There are 2 stencils in this set. You have this one here that is just basically ink blends. You can ink blend a solid color over your presents. So all of your presents you can ink blend with just a solid color or create a gradation, I guess, if you want to too. But this stencil here, this first one, allows you to ink blend the presents. And then stencil number 2, let me get it the right way. This one will clearly be the one you use to add the gift wrap or the pattern to the presents. You have stars, some wide stripes, polka dots, some different kind of stars, more like bursts, some small thin stripes. I love that one. And even some pine trees, which I have an idea for this one for tweaking it to make it something a little bit different. But lots of fun there with these stencils. And you've already seen a couple samples that I showed you with these stencils, but let's pull up a couple more. So pop up over here. We have this one here that I showed you in the beginning, more of a bright kind of birthday palette. This one with that same palette, but all the presents are cut out. Then you have this one with a Christmas palette. Again, the presents were blended with that second stencil, as well as the first, to kind of establish that base layer of color. And you have foiled bows, which are so pretty. And next, oops, not that one. Next, I want to show you some of the sentiments that are included in this collection. So these kind of products all work together. They all work to create the gifts, so the presents. Next up, we have 2 sentiment sets. First, let's start with the Here for the Presents letterpress plus foil and cut. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letterpress plus foil plates. These are all sentiments. This one says, "Here for the presents." Just kidding. So a very kind of cheeky one. This one is "Thank you for the awesome gift." So a great thank you one. I love being able to do thank you for gifts. You don't see that often. Usually it's a general thank you. And I appreciate that sentiment. Let me pop back over here. Tammy's asks, individually, the presents would make it great. Yes, they do make great tags. I agree. Super cute, right? And think about incorporating like pattern paper for the presents. You don't have to use the stencils. You could just use colored cardstock or pattern paper, or make your own pattern paper. That's one of the ideas I have for today's card. Let's go back to reading the sentence. We have, family and friends are the best gifts of all. This one's really funny. When you stop believing in Santa Claus, you get socks. Thought that was pretty cute. And then the last one here is, hope your Christmas is filled with all of your favorites. So super cute sentiments. This one is definitely more holiday themed, but they're not all. I think the presents one and the thank you obviously could be used for other occasions. And then you have coordinating dies. So these dies will work with these sentiments and die cut them out. And these sentiment dies are incredible. They cut lots of the negative space between the words and some of the letters. And you end up with such a beautiful, professional looking sentiment once you've die cut it out. I love these. I'm going to be using them a ton. They're so, so well done. The font's beautiful. Let me show you some projects with them. Let's see. I know I've showed you some already. These guys, I think. Yeah, so this one has that thank you on it. And that is Again, made with the, well, it's better pressed. So it's better pressed in black ink and then just die cut out with the coordinating dies. Super cute. I was going for kind of a Tiffany look with the smaller ones because oh, this is not that one. This is the stamp set. I apologize. That's a different one. Let's see, which one is this one we have? Oh, I didn't have these in order. Okay, let me find one that is. Is this one? There we go. That's one. This one I showed you before. That Santa Claus one is one of the better pressed ones. Excuse me, I feel like I have a sneeze coming. My computer's far away, so it's hard for me to see some of those pictures. They really are so cute, Kelly. So very fun. I will pop this out when I will highlight as we go along the creatine samples. I don't want to like dig through. So as we go along the creatine samples, I'll point out which sentiment is from the letterpress plus foil plate and which sentiment is from the stamp set, which I'm going to show you right now. So in addition to this sentiment set, there is a stamp set sentiment set, which is great because not everybody has better press. Not everybody does foiling. So you also have a sentiment set that stamps. This is the Just Because Clear stamp set. It's a 4x6 clear. You have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sentiments, a couple bows, and a tag, which is really nice. First sentiment is, hope this adds a little extra happy to your birthday. I love that one. So a birthday sentiment. This one I got mixed up with the plate because it said thank you, but it's a different thank you. This one is a small gift with a big thank you inside. So another thank you for a gift, but well, this is a thank you with the gift rather. So very cute. I thought that this would work for gift cards. And then you have Just Because I Saw This and I Thought of You. I like that one. That's a nice big scale. Denise says, I just haven't jumped on the press plate train and I might soon. Denise, it's really, really cool. As a stamper myself, I was slow. I was a slow adopter. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to pull up my sleeves. I am burning up. I'm so, so hot right now. And if anybody says hot flashes, I'm going to be, no. Oh no, Kelly says, hold off as long as you can. It's addicting. It's addicting. That's just what I was going to say, Kelly. I held off. I kind of was a slow adopter because I love to stamp. But better press, it has that beautiful letterpress look where it's kind of debossed and you have that beautiful texture. It's subtle and it never comes across really well in photographs, but in person you really see it and appreciate it. And it's so easy. It's really, really easy. I'm going to do some better press today, so stay tuned. You'll get to check it out. Woo! All right, back to the sentiments. We have surprise. Don't worry, it's not underwear. Another cute, cheeky one. Remember, it's the thought that counts. And then this one is that baby shower one I was talking about before. Just a little something for baby. So some great sentiments in that set. Clearly not just one occasion, lots of different occasions there. Love that it has a tag included. And then there's also the Stampin' Cut version of this. So you can get this stamp set all by itself, or you can get the Stampin' Cut, which comes with the clear and the coordinating dies. And so the Stampin' Cut will have dies for all of the sentiments. And again, these dies are so well done. They cut out all that negative space, pretty much all that negative space between the words, even some of the little negative space between some of the letters. Really, really well done. You even get dies for those two bows. And there's even a die for that tag. And the die it even cuts out the little opening. So you can actually use it as a tag. So it's really good. Tammy says she loves better press. I know, Tammy, it's really fun. It's really fun. And it is addicting. Kelly's right. Okay, I'm going to put these two next to each other because they go together. But that's it. That is everything. Technically 6 products. I kind of look at this one as one because if I'm going to get the stamp set, I'm definitely getting the coordinating dies, especially if it's a sentiment set. I love coordinating dies for my sentiments. But it's a smaller collection, but they're really, really cohesive and they work really well together and are super fun to play with. So now let's really dive in and look at, now that we've seen everything, let's look at all of the projects. Let me pop back over. I wanted to show you this one real quick before we get to the creative team projects. This one does highlight that stamp set because you can see the tag is from that stamp set, the little bow is from the stamp set, and even that sentiment, hope this adds a little extra happy to your birthday, is also from the stamp set, which again is called the Just Because Stamp and Cut if you want the die with it. If you don't want the die, then you just want the clear stamp. And let's go back to this one I quickly showed you by Michelle, but let's look at it a little bit more closely. This beautiful card by Michelle, I love it so, so much. I love that contrast between the light purple and that black background. So stunning. She added some little die cuts that are from another set. I'm actually not even sure what set that's from, but she kind of embellished a little bit. And she also used that happy, hope this adds a little extra happy to your birthday. She used that sentiment as well, which is again from the stamp set. So, so pretty. I'm gonna pop back to the comments here to see if I'm missing anything. A gentle nudge, Denise. I'm sure you will love it. I'm sure you will love it. All right, back to the pictures. Next is this one by Rachel. Another great one where she stacked up her die cut gifts. Her sentiment is from the Letterpress Plus foil plate. It's the family and friends are the best gifts of all, which is a sweet sentiment. Very cute. Then we have this wonderful one by Michelle. I love her soft pastels, perfect for a baby card. And that sentiment is also from the stamp set. So super pretty. Here she didn't even use the die. She just used, she didn't use the panel die, which is again called the gift boxes die. She didn't use that. She just used the stencils, the bows, better press plate, and then a sentiment. So this is actually a single layer card. And then we have Mindy's beautiful card. She did that technique that I was talking about before where you die cut your panel out with the gift boxes die, which is that panel die, popped the leftover panel up, and then had all her gifts kind of be recessed. And that looks so cool. And she has a foiled sentiment, which of course is created with the Here for the Presents Letterpress Plus Letterpress Plus foil and cut plate. And then next we have Janine. She also did a single layer card. That surprise sentiment is from the stamp set. You can see her very Christmas colors, I think, with the stencils and her gifts. And I love her gold ribbon. So pretty. That thin gold ribbon, gorgeous. And then we have this really fun one by Charlene. She did an ombre blend with the stencils, a rainbow ombre blend with both stencils. She used both the stencil 1 and did it for the base layer of the presents. And then she did stencil 2, a little bit darker with those colors to get the pattern on the presents. Very fun. And again, that happy one is from the stamp set. This one's by Natasha. What I love what she did with this one is she used the stamp set to create her bows. So she actually didn't better press her ribbons. She just stamped bows with the stamp set. So you can actually, if you don't have a better press system, you can use the gift boxes die, the stencils, and the stamp set to create your presents. So they can still have bows on them and things like that. I thought that was very clever that Heather, our creative director, thought of making, thought of people who didn't own the Better Press system when she was designing this collection. I thought that was very smart. And then we have this beautiful one. This one's by Jennifer. I love her rainbow presents. She did each present a color of the rainbow and then stacked it up. So cute. And kind of did tone on tone for the pattern on the presents. Very, very cute. Pop over real quick. Yes, Mindy, she has, yes, definitely, Jennifer, thank you for pointing that out. Jennifer says that Mindy has a video up. She just put it up a couple hours ago and on her YouTube channel, so check that out. I apologize, my nose feels clogged. In that video, she shows a lot of different projects, so definitely check that out. Using this collection, you can see how, and Mindy's a master with techniques and design, and she's very, very good. So definitely check her out. I've shared a couple. I will be sharing a couple of her projects, but you never want to miss a Mindy video. That's for sure. She's so good. All right, let's move on to this one here. This one is by Karen on our creative team as well. She used color foil for the ribbons. I think up until this, every ribbon that you've seen has either been better pressed in like black ink, and Karen here used a beautiful colored foil, and I love it. It's so pretty, especially with the bright palette that she used. I love it. It's so, so pretty. It's so good, Christine. It's a really, really strong release. I feel like this one is one that you can reach to time and time again. I'm glad you like it. I really am really excited about this one. And then we have this one by Anna, sorry. She did 2 cards, and you can actually do 2-for-1s, or like technically, I think if you, depends on how many colors. If you wanted to combine this with colored cardstock, you could kind of swap out. If you did like 4 or 3 panels of colored cardstock, die cut them and did the better press with them and then die cut them, you can make a bunch of like coordinating cards that go together. And that's kind of what she did here. You see, she swapped out one of the red presents for one of the green presents and did her own unique kind of layouts. I thought these were so creative and beautiful. Really love how these cards turned out. And it's probably hard to tell in the picture, but she did double, she stacked, I should say, these presents up with a second die cut behind and slightly offset. And that makes these presents look dimensional. And I have a project here in person that I'll show you that kind of does that too. And then we have this one by Lisa. A very pretty one. I love how she paired this with a little bit of greenery. So cute. And a different layout. I love that landscape layout. So cute. And speaking of Mindy, here's one of Mindy's cards. Clean, simple, beautiful. And here's another one. These are great representations that you don't have to use all the presents. You can just use a couple. And then we have this one by Rachel. Love it. I love how creative everybody got with arranging their presents. And every time I see like a stack, I'm like, oh, it's a little different. And I love it. And then we have this one. Rosie knocked out of the park. She didn't make a stack. She just almost made like an aerial view. You're looking above and all the presents are kind of spread out over the floor. And I love it. I love her colors. I love how some of the bows are foiled. Some of them are better pressed. So, so pretty. And then you can see in the background of that, she did make a couple tags, and here's one of them. Gorgeous. Fun. So great for tags, like some of you were saying at the beginning. Oh, right. So many options. I know, lots of fun. Gifts are a great one. Let me put that away. Okay, and let me show you. I just have a couple cards here in person to show you. So I'll show you those now. And then we will get crafty. Let's create something. So I have this foiled one I can show you. This is all single layer, so foiled. And then I did the stencil on top. So no die cutting on this. This would mail beautifully. Pop over here. Use the first stencil to kind of ink blend the base color. And then use the second stencil to do the patterns. So very fun. After you do this, you could die cut them and then arrange them, or you can just leave it like this. And then here's a kind of more holiday one. This one, you started with colored cardstock, and then I better pressed with black to make my string and bows. And then after I did that, that's when I ink blended the pattern, kind of a tone on tone. Me too, Denise. I love how they fill the card. Just really easy and simple and so fun to change out the colors and swap them out for different ones for different occasions. Make maybe more masculine. Very fun and easy. That's a fun one. I die cut that one out. And then I have this one here where I went and cut them out and then rearrange them to create kind of a pattern background. This one was really fun to create. I used the same kind of leftovers because I die cut with that gift box die, 4 different colored cardstocks. And so after I die cut them, I had a bunch of other presents left over after I made this card. And I used some of those to create this one. So lots and lots of fun. Yes, Better Press is amazing. It's so fun. So there's some examples. I don't have that doubled up one like I thought I did. Okay, so let's create something. Let me grab my more used products. And so here's what I'm thinking. Here's my ideas. So you guys tell me what you think. We can do one of 3 things, I think. One could be combined into one idea. Thank you, Tammy. That was really easy to do. I think you're talking about off stacking it. And I wasn't the only one who thought of that. Anna thought of that too. I just die cut it again. What she's talking about is a better press. Both of these are the Better Press sentiments. After I better press them and die cut them out, I die cut with the same coordinating die out of black cardstock and then just offset them. And that just helps so they pop a little bit away from the backgrounds and they stand out a little bit more. So another good one, add in your tool belt of tools. Okay, so my ideas. You guys can, I'm going to ask for your help to, what are you more interested in? One idea I had is taking the stencils in presents and making a Halloween themed card. I think we could do that pretty easily and that would be a lot of fun. I'm definitely feeling still very Halloween-y. I mean, it hasn't happened yet, so I think I'm allowed. Even though we're in the Christmas, starting in, at least in card making, we're in the Christmas season. The next idea is create a more masculine card. I have with some masculine palette because I know that's something we're always wanting more of. And I have this gift wrap that I thought I could use as kind of inspiration for my color palette. I think it's a really fun one. And then the last idea, which could be combined with the masculine idea, is instead of using the stencils to make the patterns for the presents, we could use one of my favorite Hero Arts products, cling stamps, and do that. That could be so fun too. And again, this could be combined actually. Not so, I don't really want to do this the Halloween card, but I definitely think we could combine it with a more like a masculine birthday card. So what do you guys think? Any votes? Anything popping out to you you're more interested in? I will better press either way, so you'll see me better press. While you guys are thinking it over, I'm going to grab my better press stuff. I cleaned up for our event this weekend, and I haven't quite got everything back in place. All right. Cling. Ooh, last two. Okay, cool. I've got some, we can do the last two together. So masculine with cling. Okay, I've got to check out my cling collection. I grabbed a whole bunch. And the stencils, it could easily be done masculine, but I thought it would just be fun to do cling. So let's do this one. I love this one. It's kind of zigzaggy. That'll be fun. This one is another really pretty one too. I'm thinking we'll do 4 presents. We'll keep it smaller. What else do I have for cling? Oh, that's a fun one too. Oh, I love this one as well. And this one. Okay, we got some great choices. I just grabbed a few. Denise says, I went to the home goods store today and all the Halloween stuff is already on sale. Oh, it hasn't even happened yet. I'm not ready for it to be over. I hate that, Denise. That bums me out. Mary says, Halloween and masculine sound good to me. Neither has been represented so far, right? That's what I was thinking. I try to do something new. We'll do the masculine because we had a couple more votes for that one. But I might do the Halloween one later. I've been still very much enjoying Halloween right now. All right, I've got a lot of cling stamps pulled that are, I think all of these are in stock. I tried to make sure. This might be the only one I'm not sure about. But I think the most of them are in stock. These will be fun patterns for our presents. And we can even layer on pattern. There's literally no reason why we can't stamp a pattern and then even ink blend over it with the stencil. I know, Tammy, it's really hard. Okay, I'm probably going to do the stamp set, though, for sentiments because it has that birthday one. Probably going to use that, so we'll put that aside. Well, we're going to need the die. And I need my Better Press, which I have. Where did my plate go? What happened to it? Oh, I think it's stuck. There it is. Okay, I still think I want to start with colored cardstock though, so I'm going to grab some colored cardstock. And I'm going to pull from, I'm still going to use this as inspiration. Where's my, grab my Spellbinders colors here. Are the sentiments different on each method? Yes, Mary. So the stamp set has different sentiments than the Better Press plus foil plate. So this is the Better Press plus foil plate, and I apologize. This is mine, so it's a little bit dingy and all over the place. But this is here for the presents, letterpress plus foil plate. And these sentiments are mostly Christmas, but not all, but they're mainly Christmas. You do have a thank you. Thank you for the gift. But there's a Santa Claus one. I love this one, though. Family and friends are the best gifts of all. This one could work for birthday. Here for the presents, just kidding. And then this one's another Christmas one. And since I know I'm making a birthday card, I'm going to go with the stamp set, which has a very obvious birthday one. It says, hope this adds a little extra happy to your birthday. So that's going to do that one. That's a good question. Okay, let's see. Cosmic Sky is such a nice blue. Oh yeah, we're going to do that one. I think those. That wasn't hard. That was pretty easy. It was painless. We need a 4th color though, because I'm doing 4 presents. I think I need another teal. So I think we're going to do Seaside, which I have pulled out here for another thing. Ooh. Okay. I like that. Oh, gonna sneeze. All of a sudden, right before I started this live, like my nose started feeling congested and I started to feel sneezy. It's pretty, right? Pretty colors. All right, I still think I'm gonna do black bows though. Because that way we don't have to worry about what color we choose for this. I'm only worried about this one being so dark. You know what? We're going to go for it. We're just going to go for it. We're taking a risk. He's such a pretty blue though. And I'm going to better press. I'm going to do 4 panels. He's missing a little piece, but I'm going to do him. It's fine. We don't need all of our presents. Hopefully I've got A2 panels of everything cut already. Here we go. There we go. And is that good? Is that the right color? No, a little darker. Okay, that's not that color. Okay, I do have to trim that down, but that's the right color. So let me grab my paper trimmer. White polka dot on the navy. Ooh, how do I do that, Shannon? How do I do that? I love that idea. I gotta think about how I can do that. Because I can't heat emboss because I'll lose my butter press. Think about that. I'm gonna cut this real quick. Maybe I ink blend it. I'm just gonna lose it, but I can draw it back in with a black marker. Okay, maybe I have an idea for that one. Okay, let's pull that out, and let's grab my black ink. I like to use my favorite ink, Hero Arts Intensified Black. When I better press, again, it's a waterproof ink, so perfect. And it is also alcohol marker friendly. So a great all-around ink. So even when I don't know what I'm doing for better press, I'll do this because if I end up coloring with my Copics, it'll work. All right, I like to have that centered as best it can. And I just double check and see. Good. I'm checking to see that the lines on this top piece line up with this. Because sometimes when it's pushed up, like you push your thing up and you press down, they're a little off. It's hard to tell that they're a little off. So if I have it right there, I'm as centered as I can be. Not that this one matters that much. And I will demo, even though I can eyeball it here, but I will show you how the placement guide works. So the placement guide, you always want to make sure that the Better Press logo at the bottom is legible. You can read it. You can put it right down. And you can hold it down with a couple pieces of tape. There we go. There we go. And then this just goes right inside the outline. Let's see if I can hold it so you can see. Sorry, my Better Press is kind of dirty. Oh, nice. I hope I can supply some inspiration. There we go. And now I'll take my panel, line it up into within the frame. Some foam, some tape. Perfect. Okay, we'll ink this up. Now again, if you don't have a better press system, you could stamp your bows with the stamp set. But if you've never tried it before, and you're lucky enough to have a crafting store near you, maybe check it out. Maybe they have like a demo that they do every once in a while, so you can just see it in person and give it a try, because it is really cool. Hello, welcome. All right, before I do this, I'm going to get this back into the center. There we go. Now I'll run it through my die cutting machine. Alrighty. And look at how beautiful that is. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. One done. 3 more to go. I'm going to move this back out of the way. I did want to move that on camera so you could see it, especially if you've never seen it before, because better press is something I don't typically do. Just because we don't have a ton of better press plus foil plates, or letterpress plus foil plates. But we're getting more. I obviously don't need to do all these presents, but it's just easier. And then I'll have a bunch of presents left over that I can use for something else. Or if you wanted to be more conservative, you could just use a smaller piece of paper and line it up to the present that you want. But I don't know what present I want right now. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use, so I'm just going to do all of them. And he says, I love the output, but I'm always looking for a best way to clean my, oh, well, I don't know if I have the best way, Annie, or Anne, I have I have a way that I like, but some inks are just kind of, they stick more, but I'll show you how I clean mine when we get there. We're almost there. Yeah, batch for sure. You can never have too many birthday cards, right? And masculine, you know, if you're going to be making some masculine birthday cards, might as well make a couple. Look how pretty that looks on the Cosmic Sky cardstock. That's so pretty. I was a little worried you wouldn't see the bows. Did you see them? No problem. Oh, I love that. Okay, last one. I definitely made a mess. That is a lot of ink I got on there. I was not very conservative with my inking. That's all right. I made a good mess. Oh, and he's a little twisted. I noticed I just twisted him. That might mean it's a little off. Luckily, I'm die cutting these. I forget to check before I better press that it's still lined up, because when I ink it, it moves, and I forget that I have to check and make sure that it's still lined up according to the placement guide. These might be a little off, but that's okay. Since we're die cutting them, it's not going to be a problem. Now let's clean this up. The other one thing I'm thinking is, like, do I stamp them with my cling now? I feel like I do it afterwards, because that gives me more flexibility after I die cut them out. Because if I stamp them now, they're all going to be that color is going to all be that pattern. And I might want to be able to play and change things around. So I think I'm going to die cut first and then stamp. First, I'm just going to kind of clean up as much as I can with my chamois. And we'll pop this cloth down here and put that there, because we'll have to clean him too. And we're able to get most of that off. Okay. Remove that. I think that's clean enough. Clean this a little bit more. All right, and now I'm going to grab my scrubber block and my Ultra Clean. This is amazing stuff, this Ultra Clean. And I'll scrub my better press plate as well. Okay, let's get that out of there. Get that out of there. Okay, and that's pretty good. Now I'll wipe this down. Not completely back to like original state, but a lot better. And that is done. Put that away. I'm glad you asked me to clean that, because normally I never clean on camera. And I have all the cleaning to do afterwards. So that just saved myself a little bit of trouble later. It is well loved. That's very true. Yeah, there's nothing that I haven't found anything that completely removes the ink, but the Ultra Clean does a pretty good job. I admittedly, though, don't take the best care of my better press. Sometimes I don't clean it right away. That's what I mean by that. Okay, there are our panels. So now we're on to the die cutting part. I grab the gift boxes die. And when I was working with this product the first time, I was like, how do I get it perfectly lined? Like, I can see it, but I'm not sure if I got it perfectly lined up. It's because you can't completely see. You can kind of guess like, yeah, that looks pretty close. It looks pretty straight. But it may not be perfect. Let me show you my trick for getting that to line up as perfectly as you possibly can. You need a piece of vellum. You could use acetate too, but I have lots of vellum, so I'm using that instead. More vellum than I have acetate. You want it on an A2 panel. That's important too. And you're going to line it up as perfect as you can, the panel with the die. And when you get it in place, you'll tape it and then die cut it. So let's line this up as perfectly as I can. I will flip it over to double check that it's as good as it can get. It can be a little slightly adjusted. Okay. I can't pick it up. Okay. Now I'm going to use one more piece of tape to hold it in place. And then I'm going to die cut this. Oh, I never tried that. Anne says she covers her gray mat with press and seal. I like that. You know what else I like about that too, Anne? Besides just clean up, it will stop that gray plate from shifting a little bit too, especially if you were to tuck the ends under a little. Interesting. At least that's what I think it would do. Just hearing about it. Okay. Now again, this is not necessary. You don't have to do this. I want it to be perfect. I don't want any of my presents to be off. So I'm going to use this vellum like a jig to help me line up my die to my panel. You can keep these these leftover presents or not. How pretty though would they be? Maybe if you had foiled them or something, that would be kind of cool. Now I can use this, place it over, and get it into exactly the right spot, right? And see, to get this in the right spot means it actually has to be over just a bit. Get that lined up. Then I kind of hold it in place. Sometimes I'll tape it if I feel like we'll just tape it. I don't want to stress about holding it down. The die will cut the tape, but that's not a big deal. And I need some more tape actually. Place this over and kind of lock it in. You just kind of slide it around till it locks in place, and that's how you know it's in the right spot. And now you're ready to die cut. Grab a couple pieces of tape though to hold this in place, and this is going to ensure that our presents are perfectly cut out. They're not offset at all. I should demo one for you where I just eyeball it just so you can see how this does a really good job of fixing that. We could do that with this panel I have here. Get my tweezers. We're going to end up with a bunch of presents. But that just means we have tons for later. other projects or multiple cards. Okay. And look, they're all cut out beautifully. Look at them. So cute. Won't be using that guy, of course. Well, probably not. You could tuck up. He could go behind. You would never know. Okay, I'll put those over there. That can go in the trash. So if I was just going to try to eyeball this one, let's do that. We'll eyeball and see how we do. You can kind of, one way is you can try to line up, make sure this line and the ribbon are parallel. Same with here, and everything looks centered. So you can eyeball it. If you want to take, this looks pretty good to me. Let's see how we do. And of course, I can use this for the other panels, which I'm going to. How did we do here? Well, we did pretty darn good, actually, eyeballing it. So that's nice, too. We did pretty darn good. Cute. Oh, we have white presents, too, if we want those. All right, let's keep plugging along here. And we'll use a little tape to hold it in place. Just be careful that I don't put a bumpy part of the tape down on my cardstock and I make a weird impression. All right, now we line this up. Slide it over till it kind of locks in place. And then just tape it down. And then we'll have our blues done. There we go. Another set. Nicely cut out. So good. Careful removing this. I don't want to rip it yet. Still have 2 more to go. All right, 2 more to go. We're on to the teals. And we'll put a little tape down, hold it in place. Oops. Let's try that again. our die. One more to go, and then we are on to the fun part, which is kind of the decorating. Adding the pattern to the presents with our clings. I think I'm going to do kind of tone on tone, though, inking for the clings. With the exception if I can figure out a good way to do white on the cosmic sky, because that would look so pretty. But I'm not sure. I think whatever I do, I'll cover up the ribbon. I don't want to do that. Oh, I love that color. Cardstock. I think this is teal topaz. I think that's what it's called. It's a really great color. And I could have stamped first and then done the bows. I could have done that as I think of it now. That's okay. But that would have been a good solution. All right, last one. Woohoo! Now we have all these presents. Tons of presents. Way more than we need. Noisy. It's noisy today in my neck of the woods. Thank you, Denise. They're pretty colors. I think I could easily find out what they are. Malibu. This one's Seaside. I love that one. I use it a ton. Teal Topaz and Cosmic Sky. All right, let's die cut this out. And then we are ready for some stamping. Perfect. Another perfect batch. And I can save this. You put it away with my, store it with my die and use it whenever I pull this out again and need to die cut these presents. Oops, he didn't cut all the way. Just finish them off with some scissors. There we go. All right. So I'm thinking we have it on almost like a khaki background. Let's use Hero Art sand. I'm pulling out my precious supply of Hero Art sand. So a beautiful craft. I love this one. And we're going to pull actually, I think I'm going to do this one, that one, maybe this one. Oh my gosh, how cute. That is so stinking cute. Just like that, it's so cute. But I'm going to stamp on them like I wanted to try with the clings. Put my little pile of presents up here. want to figure out where I'm going to put my sentiment though real fast. Let's grab our sentiment from the Just Because stamp set. Where are we going to put him? Maybe we need some more presents. Do I die cut him out? Maybe this guy? I kind of like 5. Maybe we'll do one more back there. I mean, I have so many. I have options. Let's do a smaller one. Because you won't know. Oh no, now I want more of all of them. It's getting out of hand. How fun. I love it. The colors are so cute. I like that. That's something different. I haven't done this one, this kind of arrangement. And what I like about this is we'll have some, I'm thinking some will be stamped and some will not be stamped. But for my sentiment, I'm leaning towards it has to overlap a little bit. Maybe we do white heat embossing on black. Not sure totally what we're gonna do with the sentiment yet, but we'll worry about that later. Got something going here. Let's stamp. I really should probably get my, no, I'll just use my sticky. I was gonna say, do I need my grip mat? I got some sticky on here. I'll just put a present down and stamp it that way. And I pick out my patterns, my clings. I love this zigzag one. He's a for sure. I love this one too. This one I like as well. I'm not so sure about this one. Is that better? What else do I got? Also have this like polka dotty. It's not quite polka dots, but it could be fun. I'm just not sure that like radiating circle would look really good. I'm also not in love with the polka dots. Maybe I just do 3. Well, we'll stick with the polka dots. Okay. Let's grab one. I'm going to stamp this one in this chevron. So I'm going to stick him down and let's find an ink. Let's grab my ink book and find inks that match our cardstocks. I guess periwinkle for that one. Do I do stonewash? Bermuda. He's the hardest one. He has to do nautical. And this one will be Arctic. So periwinkle, nautical, Arctic, and Bermuda. That is so true, Tammy. I can always swap it out if I'm like, nah, I'm not feeling it. I have options. I love that. Okay. Put him there. This one just don't want to get too busy. That's what I worry about, getting too busy. Pick that up. All right. The fun part, I can't wait for this. I've been so excited to stamp this with a cling. I think it's going to be so fun. All right, let's grab our, oops. I think we can make it work. I put it too close to the edge. Oh, it's working fine. Cute. I'll hold to the camera so you can see in just a minute. Come here, you. Look at how cute. He's subtle, but he's so cute. Oh, I love it. Very fun. All right, I'm going to clean this off a little. Yikes. Let's do some more. Okay, next one. I definitely want to do this guy. He's kind of like a thick tweed. We had a Hero Arts kit that had a smaller tweed. Do I want to do that instead? We'll do this. I think it was March. Get that further away from the edge. Now, what should be in this one? Maybe this guy. That's Arctic. It did, Denise. I'm happy with it. It's fun. Oh, cute. Stop it. I love this one more. This is cute. Oh my gosh, now I want to only do them in this tweed. This one's the cutest by far. One more time. There we go. Oh my gosh, it's adorable. Look at that. Come on, it's so cute. Oh, I love him. He's adorable. Oh my gosh, it's coming together. I can see it. Do you see it? I see it. It's coming together. I love it. Yay. Okay. I love those too. All right, let's keep going. All right, I'm going to go to the other one I felt strong about, which is this one. It's kind of a hexagon-y one. Yeah, it's the burlap one. Let me see which one it is. I looked it up before just to make sure we still have it. It is, where is she? Oh yeah, burlap bold. Yep, CG897 is what it is specifically. Burlap bold print cling, which is all of our clings are called bold prints. It's burlap. You had it totally right, Denise. It's a good one. Okay, we're gonna use this one. This one is, let's see what this hexagon one is. Please be in stock. Don't tell me I'm not using one that's not in stock. I thought I made sure. Oh, I'm not seeing it. Let me go back one more. I feel like I can't use if it's not in stock. I gotta take it down. I might swap it if it's not in stock for something else. I'm not seeing it. What? Bummer. I wanted to use that one. Okay, well, I'm going to swap it out for something else since it doesn't seem to be in stock. I gotta think about what else I have. Okay, we're not going to use that one. We do have this one's in stock, so we'll use this one. This one is string dots. String dots. Okay, I'm going to go back. So kind of like a bunch of, it's not really polka dotty, but it has a really cool look. I'm just worried it's kind of big. I'm going to do it on, right now, let's see what my arrangement looks like. I want to break up some of the pattern though with some presents that aren't patterned. Yeah, he can be stamped. I think he'll be good. Okay, this guy gets stamped in nautical. Stay put. There we go. All right, let's give this a go. Where's my... Oh, okay, I'm glad I did that one. It's cool. I feel like I shouldn't trust my instincts. The one that I was the most excited about are not the ones I love. I love these other ones. That is so cool looking. Okay, last time, I'm worried about getting too dark that I completely can't see the ribbon. Cute. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. He gets tucked in here. Oh my gosh, I love him. He looks kind of like, it reminds me of like velvet for some reason. I don't know why. That's cute. Do I need to stamp you in that too? I think I do. I think this is it. We're going to do these 3 patterns. Just the question is, do I do it more and more? No. I think we call it quit while we're ahead. Stamp that one too. And then I'm done. It's so festive. I really like it. Oh my gosh, I love the bubble one. This one's so cute. Done. Look at that. It's adorable. I love it. All right, I think that's done. I don't want to do too many more patterns. I don't want it to get busy. I think I'm happy with that. Let's kind of wrap this up. We need a sentiment. Do I still want to do the black? No, I'm going to do white. I think the black will be too dark. There's just a lot going on with all the color, with the blue. Such a good job. I love that scrubber for cleaning my stamps. So good. Okay. Pop this back in here. This back on that guy. Okay, I'll quickly put my clings away here a little. Okay, and I'm just going to show you this cling. I didn't use it, but this is the October cling of the month. And this I thought would be really good for presents too. I'm giving it one last think. I'm not going to do it because I feel like it's feels a little Christmassy for this. And right now I have a much more playful feel, but I love this. Totally looks like a string of pearls. And in fact, what would be so fun to do with this cling is if you stamp it somewhere, you could actually pick some spots and either put down a gem on that spot that matches the circle diameter, or you could squeeze out some like liquid pearls right there. That would be fun little accents if you just picked places to do that. I think that would be really cute. Almost like, kind of like, what do they call that? Bubble diamond art? Kind of like that, but with gems or liquid pearls. Okay. I'm going to do a black sentiment on white cardstock. I'm going to keep it simple. Put this in here. The stars are so cute, Tammy. They would be perfect for this, especially if I was doing more of a girly or holiday. Just not sure if it's fitting the rest of the vibe of what I've got going on right now. Look at this sentiment. It's so cute. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Dawn. I just had another thought. I could stamp the bows if I wanted them to pop more onto the colored cardstock and then die cut them out. And then they could be popping in the background. That's another option too. I didn't even stamp the darkest teal in anything. You know what I'm feeling? Do I need to stamp one more? No. I'm getting crazy. It's good. It's good. It's good. All right, let's die cut this out. Grab the coordinating die. I'm going to fuss with that forever. I'm going to really, really restrain myself because that is something I really like end up by myself doing is messing with the layout. I'm really going to try to practice some self-control and not do that because that is as boring as all get out to watch. Let's trim this down a little. Coordinating die. Great for batch production. Yes, totally. I could make a bunch more cards with all the presents that I have cut out here. Oh my gosh. I cannot get over these dies. And this sentiment. Just wait till I pop this out. It's going to blow your mind. All the little spaces, but there's more. Like all these little pieces here pop out. I mean, stop it. That's so good. Look at that. It's so good. Incredible. So happy with that. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's going to be so cute. Okay. I got to arrange everything. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So I did somehow get ink on this. Classic. So classic. Classic Channins. Let me try to fix that a little bit. I know, Denise, it's so hard, right? It's like, I gotta keep trying and keep messing. My problem is this is just how I am in life. Like, I can't make a decision on a purchase until I've seen like all of my options. And that it even comes down to such craziness. Like, let's say if we went to a state fair and we're going to get a snack. I cannot buy a snack until I've walked by every single one of all the food vendors before I can make my purchase. And that's kind of how for card making, I've got to try all the different layouts, you know, everything I can think of so I know the one I've landed on is the best arrangement. Cute. A little space there. So cute. Let's get a little bit over. Keep fussing. I'm just tweaking like final things. Turns out me too. I call it over-informed. LOL. Yes, that's me. It's probably to everybody's annoyance. And most likely, you know, the thing I'm going to get is the thing that we saw at the very beginning, the first thing that I saw. That's the thing I'm going to actually land on. So after we've walked everywhere and saw all the options, let's go all the way back to the beginning. And that's what I'm going to get. Okay, almost there. All right, that's where we're landing. Okay, grabbing my press and seal. Just gonna do a final straightening. Okay. Flip it over, pick it up. Saw he got twisted a little, fix that. All right, and now it's time for foam adhesive. Let's grab it and finish this off. grab our card front, remove the backing. Just notice one's looking a little crooked. I'm gonna fix him real fast. I think that's better. I can always try to tweak it once I get it down on the card. I even ended up using the one I thought I wasn't going to use, which means all my other presents are in perfect condition and I can use them for other cards. Could make that background card that I did full of presents. That would be so fun. Stand up for this. Let's see. Tiny bit of tweaking. So easy for them to get a little off. Easy enough to fix. Try again. Let's wait a second. Cute. Okay, and then I'll finish just by sticking down our sentiment. I think I'm gonna double up the foam adhesive for that though. So it really pops. Put like a single layer on this half where it touches the gift, and then we'll double it on this end. I'm just going to fold over a piece. Fold it over. So now it's doubled. I'm going to straight up remove the backing. Maybe. Ah! Tweezers, help me. Oh my gosh. Excruciating. Okay, there we go. Just add a little bit of that doubled up. That will help it to kind of compensate for that thickness of the presents. Okay, last little piece. Perfect. Remove the, everything's off. Good. I have to stand up too, just make sure it's straight. Oh, super cute. And the last thing, I don't know, maybe I would do it later. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I think some a couple like gems would be really cute on this. But that's the finished look. A super nice. This is even a little bit more sophisticated. I was kind of thinking like a kid, but this feels easily like this could work for a grown man or just an adult masculine card, I guess. I'm really happy that it came out. All right, guys, thanks for helping me make some of these choices with the best ever collection. I really love this, how these products work together. I love the possibilities of playing with things that you already have in your stash. Like I pulled out my clings. I love the idea of possibly taking the stencils and making Halloween. I didn't describe what I was going to do with the stencils, but I'll do it right now real quick. I'll grab my other one. So I was thinking for Halloween, everything would work, like stars, stripes, that totally would work for Halloween. But I was thinking the trees, what I could do is turn them into little witches' hats just by taking like a marker and kind of coloring in like a line. That was my idea to maybe tweak the stencil. So lots of fun things I think you could do with that as well. So let me turn my camera back. I lost my mouse. We'll go this way. There we go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today and going over that whole collection. This is the October collection. It's actually the last release that we're going to have in 2026. There are going to be no other collections releasing in November or December. We still have Hero Studio coming, though. So you'll have, in November 1st, you'll have the November Hero Studio, which is coming up really soon. I actually did a sneak peek yesterday in the Stampin' Craft video. So if you check out the October Stampin' Craft video at the very end, you'll see a sneak peek of the November card kit. But so the other two releases we have, one for November, one for December, are both Hero Studio. So they're both our subscription programs. So that's all we have coming for November and December. So this is a good one. Again, super versatile. Thank you guys for hanging around and creating this card with me. I hope you enjoyed it. And be sure not to forget to check out the Instagram help if you haven't checked that out already. A lot of inspirations from our creator team. Now that you've really seen these products in action and seen me play with them, it'll be fun to see how the other creative card makers use them. All right, I'm going to pop down here. Thank you so much. And I will see you. The next live I'll be doing is November 1st or November 2nd for the Hero Studio. So I hope to see you guys then. All right, bye everyone.